So many new writers sacrifice depth for complexity in their storytelling. What do I mean by complexity? The number of characters, the number of plot events, developments, surprises, world building, context, backstory. The more raw information you put into your story, the less real estate and time that we have as an audience to care about your characters. The more characters you develop and introduce, the shallower our engagement of those characters becomes. If we only have 90 minutes to tell a story and we have 5 major characters to follow, we probably aren't going to get to know any one of those characters enough to care about them in the end of our story. And character transformation, catharsis, is what makes people care about stories in the first place. I'm not saying that you can't write your 90-minute sci-fi puzzle box with a lot of world building, but I am saying character development is often the cost of entry for those types of stories. The less time you have, the more valuable the information in your story becomes. As our stories become denser, as we have more world building, more background information, more plot twists, more characters like I was mentioning earlier, information becomes more and more precious. When you're editing your next draft, I highly recommend just taking stock of all the information you're presenting. It might be even, oh, this person lives in this place, or this person is related to this person. That is all information that you have to present to your audience. I would challenge you to make every piece of information crucial to the story you're trying to tell. Number 3, depth of character and complexity of plot are inversely related. So the more complex your plot becomes, typically the shallower your characters are. And the more time you spend developing your characters, the simpler your plot will probably become. If you try to do both things at the same time, unless you have 3.5 hours to spend earning and establishing and building that, your story might fall apart. It's so important to balance the information giving to your audience and make sure that it's the right information for the story you want to tell. I would say the vast majority of new screenwriters would really benefit from trying to tell a simpler plot with deeper characters. The emotional buy-in we have with characters and their transformation is what really makes people care about stories in the long run. So the shorter your film is, the fewer plot events and the fewer characters you should try to cram in. And this seems obvious, and it is maybe to some people, but you'd be surprised by how easy it is to forget how much information you're presenting, how much information we need. Be specific, be concrete. Make sure that the information you're putting into your story is the information we need to understand the story you want to tell. Now, I'm not saying don't make your 90-minute cerebral puzzle box science fiction thriller. I love that stuff. But if you do that, try to go for as few characters as possible so you can get as much emotional bandwidth out of it as you can. Anyway, like and subscribe if you want more content like this, and check out our free course with NYU professor John Warren, Writing the Short, which covers everything you need to know about writing short films. Thanks so much.